Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Splatoon 3 at Low Tide City 2023 here in Round Rock, Texas. My name's Riley, and I'm here with the one and only NM.
Yep, it's NM here, and we are excited to commentate some more Splatoon 3 action here. Starting up in round 1, we have a team called SDPU. I think I said that acronym right.
Yes.
I'm bad with letters. And we also have Big Mussels going up against them. Looking at both of the teams, they do have some solid low-level players from teams like Orca Balestra. I'm blanking on the Aphotic Zone. That was another one. They have some solid low-level team players. So we will see what happens here. We're going to be starting on Tower Control on Inkling Art Academy. And if you don't know about that map mode, that is a really popular map mode with top-level teams for, like, counter picks and, like, you know, going back on that map. It's one of their favorite ones to go back on because it's very neutral in how it plays. It doesn't really, like, play towards a certain weapon, you know?
Yeah, plus, I mean, it's a lot of Splatoon 3 maps have not really been taking off super hard and competitive due to a various, you know, repetition in terms of design.
School hallway.
Yeah, that's something that many have pointed out. And I don't know, a lot of the best maps in the game right now kind of tend to come from Splatoon 2, but that's neither here nor there. We have the comps coming out here. We've got the Blaster from Len on the side of SDPU, as well as the double Skirmisher comp on the side of Big Mussels with the Dark Tetra Dualies and the Splatana Wiper.
Yeah, with Big Mussels comp, they can easily play into the aggression super easily. You know, you also have the Neo Splash here, but we're already seeing Obscure getting knocked out here. The Tetra's in the corner. We're going to be seeing the Tenatech Splatter Shot getting the pick, but going down themselves, and that's a full wipeout on Big Mussels here as SDPU is able to set up easily. The triple Ink Strike at the ready. Len with the big bubble trying to secure the bad area here as Obscure is going to go down. Airsign's going to go down. Going to see Rose going down too. Nothing. SDPU is taking them to the market and just showing them everything that they cannot get. I do not know what I'm saying.
Len is probably up to like 7 KA here within the first minute, and SDPU is not letting up. They have kind of backed off on this push because they went 2 down briefly, but now it's time for Big Mussels to respond if they're not already kind of staggered. They are kind of taking this 4v1 here. Triple Strike might chip them away just a little bit, but they're still kind of in an advantageous spot here, but the Neo Splash going down is going to be kind of unfortunate. Len going down to the Ultra Stamp is definitely good, considering that you know, they're kind of their biggest threat at the moment. It's just Jorian here on the Neo Splash left behind, trying to hold on to whatever mid-control they have. But Big Mussels could definitely get a push going off here if they're able to just get 1 or 2 picks.
Yeah, Big Mussels, again, before with that Wiper Tetra comp, going to be able to easily combo off each other if they both go in here. As you're seeing Voiden getting the pick on Tiger before going down themselves here, as Pigment is going to be able to push up and try to take some space. In a bad spot with that triple Ink Strike, going to go down, but not before taking down Airsign with them here, as Obscure is just trying to clean up a little bit. And we're going to see if Big Mussels wants to make a little bit of a push here. They just got to get control of mid here, but they are not seeing that Tenatech Splatter Shot coming out from Jorian as they're going to be jumping back, seeing that it's not a good spot here. Rose with the Tetra Dualies trying to push in. They see that left side. They have a reslide at the ready, and they have an uninkable surface. They can go off that so easy here. But Len is going to be coming in. Obscure is going to go down. Voiden's going to go down. That Tri-Strike is going to be in a bad spot here. They're going to escape, though. Len cannot get that pick just yet, and it's just 2 left alive on SDPU here as Big Mussels is retreating a little bit and trying to just manage their resources and see what they can pull off.
I think Rose here is still all the way pushed up here. They're trying to keep like the members of SDPU busy with Pigment here on the T-Tech trying to respond. The Reef Slider able to kind of push them away a little bit. Still in the process of that 1v1, but Rose will go down, and that's SDPU pushing yet again with the Ink Strikes to kind of facilitate that push, hopefully getting a clutch pick off that with Len getting yet another. Can he bring down the Tetras as well?
But the Tetras are dancing around Len. They were not going to get that pick. Somebody falls off the map. Truly tragic here, as it's just the Neo Splash-O-Matic left alive on the side of SDPU here, just trying to paint a little bit and trying to keep themselves safe. They have the triple Ink Strike, which in tower control, you can stall out the tower by just throwing 1 by 1 by 1. They can't do anything because it's just a giant tornado of ink on there. You can't go on that. But we're seeing the members of SDPU just going in there. So many of them going on the flank into the plat area here as they have specials online. They have free specials at the ready. They could use this to make a really good push. Killer Whale going to be coming out by the 52 gal here, using that splash wall, trying to protect themselves. Going to be going up here, 2 down on the side of Big Mussels. Not good for SDPU. I mean, it is good. You take it.
Yes, very true. The push is continuing. They're sailing towards this last checkpoint. The T-Tech able to get another one down. It's just the Tetras, and Tetras are not really much of a defense weapon. So that's going to be SDPU taking game 1 rather handily.
Yeah, that was really good coming down from SDPU. They were always able to keep control, and the Blaster was really good. It was definitely surprising because you don't see Blaster a lot. You do not see that vanilla Blaster a lot. But they were using that big bubbler to be able to take that top area really easily and just keep the members of Big Mussels back. That was a really good play by them, and we'll see if they play it in the other matches, because Blasters definitely benefit from tower control and how that mode is.
Most definitely. It's a weapon with a lot of real flaws. Like, you consider the state of the meta right now, where some of the best weapons are the Splash-O-Matic, ballpoint splatling, that type of thing. Blaster doesn't really paint that well. That's kind of its main drawback, as well as, jump RNG, whereas Splash doesn't have any of that. But if you dedicate enough time to Blaster, it's definitely one of those things that you can get really good with. Not to mention, not only is the main weapon very well suited to tower control, but you also have to consider that it has Big Bubbler. And that can be really helpful for checkpoints and the like.
Yeah, it can, but also Big Bubbler is in kind of a bad spot too, because literally every special can just take it down. Inkjet, Crab Tank, Booyah Bomb, even Reef Slider, Ultra Stamp, anything can just shred Big Bubbler. It's supposed to be like a big shield, but it doesn't shield against anything, which is such a hard part. But if you can make that Big Bubbler really work, it can prove to be really well. I hope we don't see it on Rainmaker Sturgeon, because Big Bubbler is not the best special. Even if it's in its pure form, you do not want it on something like Rainmaker.
Most definitely. A lot of the best specials in this game come from their ability to be spammed and output all the time. When is Big Bubbler spam ever gonna help you? Honestly,
yeah.
But it's obviously not a terrible special by any means, but just there are way more specials in the game that do things,
And another factor of that, which is helping Crab Tank and Inkjet perform really well lately, is being able to combo super easily with other players. Because Crab Tank can get a lob shot and combo, or Inkjet can just get one shot on somebody that's 50 damage. Comboing is really important, which Big Bubbler can't do either here. But we are getting into the match. Going to be seeing the Blaster is still going to be coming out here, and we're seeing the Vanilla Splatter Shot too. And on the other side here, we're seeing pretty much the same weapons coming out from Big Mussels, as they're already going to get that Rainmaker.
Yeah, the only comp change here is Pigment going from the T-Tech, or the Tentatech Splatter Shot, to the regular vanilla one, which is definitely understandable considering the suction bomb being good for Rainmaker Shield, but oh my goodness. Pigment going way in. Can he get the quad on Rose here? Yes, that's a quad. 30 seconds into the match.
Okay, maybe V-Shot was the play. V-Shot is the play, because that was a really good quad coming down. And now they're going on top of that area, going to be using the Trizuka, trying to see if they can get any picks. Not going to be able to find anybody here with their free shots, but Pigment is going to live for another day, as 2 members are still down on Big Mussels, trying to take control of that right side where the Rainmaker is. Opting to go left, but guess who's right there waiting? Len with that Blaster. Big Bubbler coming in, got to get Rose. Rose is going to go down. The Wiper is there, but it's surrounded by literally everybody. How are they still alive?
That was a terrible time to run out of ink, unfortunately, but Len just going in completely fearless. The Big Bubblers tend to provide jumps to the teammates as well. 52 with the Whale able to chip everybody. Len finally goes down. It's 2 left alive for Big Mussels. The Gal is not really letting up this position either, but the Machine going down as well, providing another jump in for Len. Things are not looking great right now if you're Big Mussels. They just went 3 down yet again.
Yeah, no, 3 down again. Big Mussels is in a really bad spot. And when you're in something like this, you need specials online ASAP. We already saw the triple Ink Strike come out and take control of their left side really easily here. Going to be able to take down that 52 too, as Airsign is going to be opt to take the Rainmaker, but it's a 2v2 situation. Pigment is going to go down. Really good pick, but they did not see Jorian with the Tenatech coming in and taking down the Rainmaker. The Machine is going to be pushing up, though, into mid and try to get some paint out. Boyden knowing they need paint. if their teammates are going to try to opt in. But here comes along with the blast. They're going to be able to take him down in a one-shot. That is not going to be good. Rose coming in. Nuh-uh. We're seeing the blaster going in, trying to get some more picks, just going in there. Can they get any more? Nope. Not going to happen.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for Big Mussels there because they definitely had something going, and it was a good job of for Voiden to like clean all that up. But it's just kind of going down at unfortunate times. But SDPU is pushing yet again here. Rose trying to stop it. They will get brought down, but the push does end. But still, that's 2 down for Big Mussels. That's kind of a problem with the double skirmisher comp. The Tetras and the Splatana are 2 weapons that really like to run quick respawn. And as such, you're going to be dying a lot. And when you're 2 down, you can see how this can lead to problems.
Yeah, definitely with that comp, you definitely need like Vanilla Splash and Ballpoint to really make it work, to get that combo potential, but also have people playing objective,
Very true here. Air Sign coming through with the triple ink strike here. But unfortunately, they go 2 down yet again. Rose is back in. They get a nice trade on Tiger with the 52, but it's just Rose left alive, and mid control is almost entirely in the favor of SDPU. Jorian out on the T-Tech, trying to, well, they pop the triple wing strike, trying to keep mid control here. It's just 90 seconds left in this game. It's technically not impossible for Big Mussels to pull something off here, but they need about a miracle and a half here. Can the Reef-Slider do anything? Unfortunately, no.
It got canceled. That is just so tragic to see. But that's just the life of a Reef Slider. As we see the Rainmaker already picked up by SDPU, trying to see if they can make their push any more stronger. Rose on the right, trying to see if they can get a pick. Gets a pick, but going to go down themselves. But that's 3 down on the side of SDPU, and it's just the Rainmaker. They're in the corner. Why are you alive? Okay.
Okay. Well, now that was an example of something that Big Mussels needed. They can probably take mid off of this. They just need to have only one person focusing Rainmaker here. But the problem is that push lasted so long for SDPU that they were able to provide a few jumps in, and Big Mussels were stopped right away. Now, granted, the blaster is down. The Reef Slider might be able to do something here. It provides Rose with a decent entry tool, but they will go down, and that's 2 down on Big Mussels yet again.
Yeah, no, this is really bad for them. If you know anything about Rainmaker Sturgeon, is that you need that checkpoint. Usually pushes on this map do not go far past checkpoint, but they have 2 down on the side of Big Mussels, but there's somebody behind them. It's Len with the blaster, but they're going to go down, but they've already made an impact. If anybody has last-ditch effort now, it is active all the way here. As the Booyah Bomb is going to be trying to secure that right side, they're going to be trying to push in Obscure a little bit too far up, going to get picked off themselves. 10 seconds left on the clock, but that's 2 down on SDPU, but that's a wipeout. Nah, that's GG's. That's GG's.
The Whale and the Ink Strike were able to chip them just barely enough to bring the other 2 down. It's so unfortunate because it was a 2v2 there at the very end. They definitely had a chance. I think they kind of had the right play. It's just that, unfortunately, SDPU had exactly what they needed in order to answer it.
Yeah, with something like Rainmaker, and you saw that definitely at the end, it's kind of like a train. Okay, I think a train, if you think about it, like you'll have the front car. The front car is like 2 of your teammates, right?
Exactly.
And then the middle one, that's the Rainmaker. That is going to be the Rainmaker, trying to get in. And then the behind is somebody else. Maybe a back line, maybe a support. Just making sure nobody's going to flank you and just watching your back, something like that. That's I think that's really good. Though you can also have 3 people just pushing up all the way to Narnia to make sure they never come out.
Exactly. And I think that's kind of what they want to have happen, considering they had the Tetradulies and the Splatana. But I don't know. I guess they just kind of got desperate at the end in trying to get as many points as possible, which, in all fairness, that is the whole point of the mode. But when you're the furthest up and you're the slowest attacker, things can fall apart fairly quickly.
Yeah, but even in those situations, you just got to keep really level-headed. And we're going to see if we can get a reverse sweep coming out from Big Mussels here on Clan Blitz Mancha Maria, a.k.a. 96 Gal Deco map.
Exactly. And I'd just like to point out, we mentioned the whole thing regarding Splatoon 3's maps. This is the 3rd one in a row. So that should kind of tell you something about the society we live in right now, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, to provide just a little bit more backup on the teams, because I imagine they won't change much up as the audience kind of goes insane for Len for about 5 seconds. Yeah.
I mean, bro's going off.
Not to take anything away from like Big Mussels at all. They have members from Malibu Rising, who are kind of a newish low-level team. Airsign has been around in low-level for a very long time, kind of flip-flopping between various pickups and the like. Not to mention, Voiden on Orca Balestra is a very strong player. That team kind of came in relatively recently, but they've been growing absurdly fast. They were able to get a win in Swimmer Sync Mako bracket on 2 different occasions, so they're definitely headed in the right direction. But again, it's time for Clan Blitz on Mako Mart. We see Pigment staying with the regular vanilla splatter shot, with Big Mussels coming through with the exact same comp, with the double skirmishers.
We're seeing the Neo Splash-O-Matic come out instead of the Tenatech splatter shot on the side of STBU here. I mean, to be honest, they're virtually the same weapon. One just plays a little bit more back than the other. So it's not really that much of a difference here. But 2 down already on Big Mussels. There goes your skirmishers. As 3 down actually on SDPU. This might be the chance for Big Mussels here. Pushing the last one back all the way right. Get the pick confirmed here as they're getting so many clams. Baskets are already coming in. This might be Big Mussels' chance in order to make a comeback here. As we're seeing Booyah Bombs and triple ink strikes coming out. They know where Len is. Are they going to be able to get the pick? They're going to get the trade. They're going to get the trade, but not many more clams are going to be going in the basket. So that's going to be the end of Big Mussels' push, and now it's time for SDPU to make something come out.
Yeah, Jarian here, pushed up, has the triple ink strike, already has the power clam. They are definitely sparing no expense in getting this push off.
Yeah, no. They really want this push, but there's 2 people on that bunker area going to have to run away as we are seeing Jorian just trying to push up here, but 3 down, 3 down. This is actually really good. It's just the Neo Splash online, and they have the triple ink strike. Well, never mind. My bad. I was wrong. Commentators curse. But as we see here, they're just trying to get more clams. They just need to get more clams. Just one more clam will get them the lead. But you definitely don't want a small lead. You want a big lead. That's what you want.
Yes, but Voiden and the Splatana here able to successfully pinch and bring that push to an end. So they're going to be taking mid right away, and they already have the power clam, and they're bound to have another one here pretty soon. Plus, you got the specials coming online. You got the strikes and the Booyah, which are 2 of the best specials in the game for really initiating your push. The Booyah comes out. We've got the hammer. The Ink's Zuka trying to defend, but not really getting much done. Unfortunately, that's 2 down. I don't know. Is Voiden able to get some picks here? Unfortunately, not quite, and that's going to be SDPU taking mid.
Yeah. The Tetras and Viper are just, just perma-feeding, which is what their weapons want to do. But, of course, they just got to think about it here. As we see Voiden coming in on this right side, trying to see if they might be able to get a flank. But the Trizuka coming out, trying to see if they can get any picks, but the walls are just doing that work. As we are seeing, they're going to be getting points. They've taken the lead, and it's only 1 person left alive on Big Mussels here. As we see Voiden just trying to stay alive, trying to get the pick. There goes Tiger. They're going to go down. They see Pigment, but they're going to go down themselves here. As Pigment is staying online, so is Len. Airsign going to go down. They have it all the way down to 30. This is going to be a really hard push to kind of counteract here, as they got to go from 71 with a 14 penalty all the way to 29.
We saw that Jarian was about to go for a flank of some kind, but they got shut down. I don't know. SDPU still has total control mid. Tiger goes down. The Inksuka, I think, was able to bring down Voiden. And Airsign going down as well is going to be very unfortunate. If the Stamp is able to stop something, they do bring down Len, but not before going down. And it's just Voiden on the respawn. Pigment is going to open the basket and provide a jump to another person. Unless Voiden, they missed the power clam, and Voiden was able to stop it. They got to grab that pity, though, if they want to have another one. Oh, actually, I don't know. I think they got another power clam in.
Yeah, they grabbed the pity, so they're going to be able to get another power clam online, which is going to be really good for them. Because again, they got to make a really good push. Because now if SDPU gets another super clam in, that's going to be straight down to 25, which is definitely what they don't want. So they're going to have to be pushing it in here. 1 down on either side. There's going to be 2 down, 3 down. This might be their chance. This might be their chance. It's just the Neo Splash online. Pop in the Tri-Strikes. One of the Tri-Strikes is on the Booyah Bomb. Going to be able to shred it, but not pick them off. Junior going to go down. This might be lead.
That's lead.
That is lead. That is lead. But again, they got to get somebody else. The jump. The jump. The jump.
Rose able to come in with the power clam. Big Mussels is, I think, entirely respawning. But yeah, they would just need like 3 more clams.
Yeah, no. If I was Big Mussels right now, I am going to defend out of my mind. It is 45 seconds left. At this time, I'm like, okay, I'm not going in the mid. I'm going to defend as hard as I can because I need this lead more than anything here. As we are seeing the 52 Gal, they have the Killer Whale online, going to be going down here. One of them is going to go down. Voiden trying to defend, going to be able to take one, but not the other. And here we go. SDPU is trying to push it, and they have 2 Super Glams online here, using the Tri-Strikes. They have 3 online. Going to be able to use one of them, use 2. Third one, third!
No.
Oh! That was such a big push, and they were just cycling 3 Super Clams trying to get in there. That was insane. Either way, SDPU is going to be taking that first game over Big Mussels, 3-0 knockout. But don't worry if you're a fan of Big Mussels, because there is a loser's bracket in this pool. They still have a chance. They still have a chance.
Yeah, in the past, we've kind of done like a group stage type of deal, and we've moved on to double elimination. So everybody can lose at least once. But yeah, that was such an insane comeback. Unfortunately, like Big Mussels' kind of main defense forces went down first. And then the Tetras kind of got outcasted from the group, and then the Hammer wasn't really able to defend. So it's just kind of unfortunate. And it's like, defending out of your mind is one thing, but again, as was mentioned before, Tetras are not really much of a defense weapon. They don't have a lot of stopping power. So that's just, you know. When your other main defense weapons go down, things can look very shaky.
Yeah, no. Like, again, the main defense weapon they had was, like, Neo Splash. Because with their triple Ink Strike, they're able to shut down almost all of those routes. You know, just going to be able to push that and going to be able to do really easily. But you saw that Neo Splash got picked off first and foremost in that last push. That was definitely not good. After that, you have the Machine. The Machine couldn't really do much there. There was like 3 of them. They were all like pretty much pushing in on one side. It was just like all of them in there. And of course, Tetris and Wiper just favor more of like coming from side angles or from the back rather than just going straight forward.
Yeah, most definitely. But either way, that's still not to take anything away from Big Mussels, because they definitely stepped it up a ton in that game. Like, Voiden was putting in a lot of work. Rose and Obscure were both getting some pretty nice enabling picks and doing as skirmishers would want to do, where they kind of pull the main players of the other team away from the objective. And AirSign was kind of the glue to hold it all together. It's just that, unfortunately, they kind of got extremely out-aggressed by SDPU.
Yeah, they just got extremely out-aggressed, you know. I mean, we're not in Splatoon 2 with how much that was very dominated by this shooter class, but we saw there, they mainly run shooters. Of course, they had the blaster to finish people off, combo, and get most of the picks, but they also had those shooters always online. You know, Splattershot is a really good front line right now with both of their variants, but especially the vanilla Splattershot with Trizuka, and 52 Gal is another really good frontline option with, you know, Splash Wall going to be able to protect itself if it needs it, and Killer Whale to be able to combo whip itself. They have a really frontline-y comp instead of like side angles and defense, you know?
Exactly. The Tent Attack Splattershot is something we've kind of been seeing a lot more of in this meta because it has such great pain output between the Splat Bomb and the Triple Ink Strike. Like, okay, Trizuka is kind of a strange special because, like, it's not bad by any means, but it kind of has a tendency to drop kills when you least expect it.
It's like a lottery. It's like a lottery.
Yeah, a lot of people made the observation comparing it to a lottery. And I'm not really one to subscribe to the idea that, like, oh, so this one variant of the weapon is largely preferred over this one. Well, then I guess the other one is total garbage and has no niche anywhere. Like, nah, I don't buy that at all. So, yeah, B-Shot, even though we don't really see it as much, that was definitely a case where it was probably the play. Because, like, you already have enough paint. And the 52 Gal, like, it doesn't have a lethal sub. It's not really one of those kind of bombastically, obviously good weapons, but it gets away with so much that other shooters don't because of just its ability to kill absurdly quickly. Plus, Splash Wall keeps you alive for so much longer. That was a real problem with the Kensa 52 Gal in Splat 2 because you had that, and also Booyah Bomb, which keeps you alive even longer. It's like, what do you even do?
Yeah. You have a sub that keeps you alive and a special that keeps you alive. At least in this game, it does not have a special that does that. Killer Whale is still really good for like combo potential and stuff like that, being able to see the locations of your opponents, but it's not the same as Booyah Bomb for it. It's not going to keep you alive.
Yeah, very true. But on that note, I guess we can be grateful that they didn't give it Ink Armor. If they did, we would probably lose about half our player base.
Yeah, I don't think we wanted to be in another game with Ink Armor. I don't think anybody wants that.
Yeah, just for those who might not have remembered, basically Ink Armor was not really a beloved special just because it really forced a kind of linear play style, and it invalidated a whole lot of weapon classes such as blasters and chargers especially. Like, nobody is clamoring to go back to kind of the Splatoon 2 meta if they play chargers, because not only do you have Ink Armor, but there's also missiles which are constantly forcing you to run around and change your positioning, and it's just, you don't want, like, who wants that?
An argument. As you can see from my phone, I love the NZAP. This thing is my first and foremost. It has been in my heart ever since it got added to Splatoon 1. I miss it being meta. I honestly miss it. It's just the perfect weapon for me. Of course, it was super unhealthy in Splatoon 2 during when it was meta, because it would just farm for Ink Armor and 10 missiles and just do nothing else. It could push up more, but, you know.
Now, don't get me wrong. NZAP was my most inked weapon in Splat 2. I was an armor player as well. I'm not going to act like I'm above any of this.
Me neither.
But yeah, the thing is, like, NZAP was pretty highly kind of outclassed for the first bit of this game. We saw a lot of Tacticooler usage because it was really good in the demo, but that was like Turf War only. So when you apply it to kind of a ranked context, Cooler's way easier to play around. So, but at the same time, it got that buff in like the most recent patch. Not to mention, Tri-Slosher Nouveau having Cooler has really kind of opened people's eyes to the various niches that it might not have had before. So it's definitely interesting to see kind of, like, basically because of this, NZAP has been seeing a little bit more usage. Maybe not necessarily at like top level play, but it has more of a presence than it did before. Mm-hmm. But either way, I do see that some of the players for our next set are taking the stage. At least one of the teams is. Not too sure about the other one at the moment, but
I do recognize the players, though.
Yeah.
We can start talking about them because I do recognize the faces. It is Exhilarating, which is going to be our first team here. It has Dio, who is the captain of a Div 3 team called Data. Bronze, another mid-level player, and two players from a Div 4 team called Peko, being Genstorm and Kanon.
Right. Dio, formerly known as like Dio Lass, I believe. He was, I mainly know him for being a coach. A lot of the low-level teams that he coached throughout time were really known to improve a lot. Off the top of my head, there was Symphony, which was kind of like, I mean, they're an old team at this point, but those who remember know how good they were.
Yeah.
Also, the Grillers, who still exist. I'm not sure if he still coaches them, but they definitely were there at a point. And also, more recent example, I don't think he still coaches them anymore, but Espresso, back when they were known as Heaven's Moonlight, he coached them, and I don't think it's unfair to say that he was kind of what brought them forward as much as they did. Like, obviously the players are still really good, but, you know, coach plays a large part in that too.
Yeah, the coach definitely helps you out, see some things. And sometimes you can even pass your coach. I'm looking at you, Storm T-Tech. I'm going to pass you. You watch.
Wow. You gotta love the dedication. Mm-hmm. Anywho, but yes, General Storm, I'm not really as familiar with. I have played with Kanon a few times. They were on a team called Splatter Swim, which was a very notable kind of off-meta team back in Splatoon 2. Unfortunately, they disbanded at a point, but a lot of people really loved seeing them play. Mainly just to see what random crap they'd use. Like, I distinctly remember something involving 3 Sploosh Somatic 7s.
But he did that? He never mentioned that to me because I actually was on a previous team with him after Splatter Swim.
Hmm.
Back in 2022, Cascade, I was on that with, I'm blanking here. It was Red, and I'm forgetting the last name.
Fair enough. But yeah, I think that was something they might have ran in a low rank back in like 2020 or so, but that's neither here nor there. As for bronze, I mainly know them from the team LTK, or Licensed to Krill. They were kind of a notable, I believe, Div 2 team about 2 Ludi seasons ago. Definitely enjoyed seeing them play. Plus, I mean, they were at Riptide as well, as kind of a last hurrah.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely excited to see them come around here. Um, yeah, not too sure as for like who they'll be facing yet, but
Yeah.
that's beside the point. But yeah, it's definitely exciting just to be here in general. This is personally my second time coming to a LAN, so you know it's definitely nice to kind of be here in the moment again. Personally,
Yeah. I'd say if you're in any type of community, be it, here with competitive Splatoon or some other type of thing, try to meet people. It's really fun. These lands are some of like the best moments I have in my life. It's just so nice just hanging out with other people who have a common interest and common experiences. It's just really nice.
most definitely. Uh, but yes, so again, this is kind of a double elimination format. So the teams that we'll be seeing before too long already won their round 1 set, so to speak. Off top, I don't have memorized what the other matches were from um, the
Bracket.
other, yeah, the bracket.
Yeah.
But yeah, clearly exhilarating was one of them. Yeah. Regardless,
Yeah, we'll see how they do. Again, we don't know who their opponents are, which also will determine how we predict the match will go out, depending on, past ranks and stuff like that. But yeah, we did see bronze with License to Krill back during Riptide. I won't forget that GG Ray, bro. I could have gotten top 16, bro. I could have gotten straight there. That GG string Ray.
it
Hate you for that. I'm joking.
it's always got to be something. But yeah, the Stingray, another thing that kind of really hastened people's anticipation for Splatoon 3 because no Stingray. Like Killer Whale, again, it's pretty good, but like it's certainly healthier than Stingray.
Oh.
But then again, so is like just make up any special and it would be healthier. Anything short of like you use it and the entire team just blows up.
Yeah, basically for anybody who doesn't know what Stingray was is, okay, imagine like a map, okay? You see them with my hands. This is a player, okay? They're on the tower. They're like, and this is somebody with Stingray. They can just be on the complete other side of the map.
Yeah.
They can go through walls with the Stingray. It's just like a giant laser. You can go through walls and see through it, too, with some like thermal inks kind of stuff. And you could just be able to pick off people so easy. You trying to make a last push in Rainmaker? No, Trying to make a last push in tower control to try to get lead and you're like really close? No, They got Stingray.
You're not getting through that. Especially like they tried, like if I remember excuse me. Like there were only a few weapons in the game that had it, and they did not give. Now, I'm not super up on my release history for Splatoon 2, but I believe the last time they gave a weapon Stingray was like early 2018. They continued to put out weapons well into the game's life, and they gave up on Stingray incredibly fast, and I think we're all happier off for it. Like, they definitely tried to adjust it a handful of times. You used to be able to just stay in spawn and fire it off completely unanswered. They changed that. And also, they made it weaker when it would shoot through walls. And, like, okay, sure, it does less damage. But, yeah, slightly less damage don't matter when you're still gonna die on tower anyway, because everything else is shooting at you.
Yeah, what made it worse is some of the weapons they did put it on in different metas. They put some of them on like more anchor or backline weapons that were already weapons that were just gonna just stay back, not really do much, and now you give them a special where they just do that, but for free. They can reach the other side of the map. And at the end of Splatoon 2, the main one that was a problem was the custom jet sculpture, because they gave it Stingray on top of a burst bomb.
And 180p for it, which is nothing.
What were they thinking? What were they thinking with the special period in a competitive game? Like, what are you thinking? Like, let me cook up a special. Like, you snap your fingers, the whole entire team is gone. They're gone. Like, nuh-uh.
Exactly.
What are they thinking?
Well, either way, regardless of how we may feel about the crab spam meta that we're currently suffering through, I think we're all better off here than we were at the end of Splatoon 2. Excuse me.
I honestly think we're getting out of that crab spam meta too, in a way. Crab is still here. Don't get me wrong. Crab is still here. Splash is still here. But not double splash. Like, you do not see double splash as much anymore because more teams are realizing instead of, like, double splash, we can go, like, oh, splash and ballpoint. We do that instead. Instead of a second splash, we can go with more of, like, a ballpoint splatling because the inkjet is really insane right now. Like, we've seen you have inkjet with object shredder. Bye-bye, crab. One shot. One shot.
Exactly. That's another thing. You might not see double V splash anymore, but I feel like Vanilla and Neo is still going to be a relatively popular combination. But Ballpoint has been excuse me, really taking off as of late, presumably because of the inkjet buffs. On top of that, but it has Fizzy, which is maybe like a top 2, potentially top 1 sub in